All right, we're going to watch Jillian's backstroke underwater, and we're just going to watch this at about half speed real quick. As we're watching this, Jillian, make sure you're also checking out the notes that come in the email as well. They're just some verbal cues as well that you can kind of look back on with the stuff that you see in the water, on the video, and other things you just kind of remember as we go through. Like a lot of the stuff we're seeing real quick as far as your pulls go underwater, that's pretty good depth. That's a really good depth for you. Usually you like to go a little more shallow, so I love the fact that you're showing that you know exactly what it is we want you to do. So that's fantastic. All right, let's rewind this and kind of take a look at what we want to see. All right, as we get into that first stroke here, you can see right away on that right hand, good pinky entry, good thumb up. Okay, that looks really, really good. One thing we want to see is a little bit better shoulder roll. You can see that you've got a little shoulder roll, right? But look at how much you're under the water with that shoulder. Oh, wrong direction on that line. Look at how much you're under the water with that shoulder. Okay, you're still right here, and we want to make sure that that hand goes up a little bit higher. All right, so get the shoulder up in the water and get so that your left shoulder needs to come up so that right shoulder can get really, really good and strong. This right here, good pull. Okay, that's good strength. You have a good elbow bend, and it looks like you're getting ready to throw water towards your feet, which is fantastic. Again, pinky entry here, thumb up. So what you're doing as you enter is so much better than what we're seeing above the water. Above the water, we tend to see those wrists really being bent and kind of an awkward finger movement sometimes. But once you get your hands underwater, you put it together really well, Jillian. You can kind of see a good, strong elbow here. Rewind that because it did look like you kind of bent that wrist a little bit. Yeah, you got that wrist bending a little bit. Make sure it stays a little bit more in line with your forearm, but then good finish there. Yeah, so, all right, when your hand first enters, make sure you get a little bit more strength with that hand portion. You kind of see it just kind of flaps a little bit, and then all of a sudden, right there, you get it right back in line. Don't let it be flappy as you enter, and flappy is the word I'm going to use when it doesn't seem like you have as good of strong catch as we want to see. Kick looks great. Yeah, here's a little bit better view. Look at and this is what I kind of talked about a little bit with your fingers. All right, so you're entering really good with your pinky here, but then you turn that wrist so you can see that your hand is more in that position there. So you're not really catching good water at the very beginning. And then right here, you get that wrist right in line. So that's where it starts to look better. So just make sure that you get that hand in line with your forearm the entire time. It should all be one piece. Good job of snapping your hand to your hip. And you can see that you're rolling a little bit better here at this point. So now you're a little higher in the water. So maybe just a startup. The other thing I really like is this body line is so good. I think if you can just lay your head back a little bit more, the body line will be perfect. But that's a good body line. You stay really high in the water. You're right on the surface with your hips, which means you have good, strong legs. That looks great, Jillian. As we go into the turn here, you can kind of see your hand looks like it's entering a little bit more out to the side. We want to see that hand entering more like a freestyle pull. So it's more about shoulder width, almost towards that head, and then stays right down the middle of your body. You kind of see that it looks like you're pulling out to the side. There you start to bring it in. As we start to do the turn here, that looks great. Head position looks good. But we'd like to see your hand. You can see that your palms are facing up. We'd like to see you have those palms turning down and more like you're throwing water towards your face. Right here, okay, as your head starts to go down, you can see that your palms are up, right? So you're waiting for your palms to hit your hips. So that's good. You're waiting for your hands to get to your hips, and then you're starting your flip. But right here is where you want to turn those palms down and kind of throw water towards your face. Okay, you can see that you just kind of kept your palms up the entire time. Now, good streamline. Get these fingers on top of that hand. Don't let them just be flat out there. But good streamline. Foot position looks good. Your feet are a little bit higher than your hips, which is going to help you push down a little bit. And that's the biggest thing that I think you need to be working on. Look at how much deeper you are underwater here. Okay, that's probably good, 1.5 to 2 feet underwater. That's one of the best I've seen you do. You tend to, I call it like skipping, right? You tend to keep up a little bit too high. You got to go a little bit deeper, just like this all the time. Good dolphin kicks. You can kind of see what we were talking about on the above water. Look at how much your chin is tucked into your chest. If you let that head stay back a little bit better, you're going to find a little more success. That is one of the reasons why people do wear the nose clips, because you can see all the air coming out of your nose. That's why people tuck their chin, because they're losing too much air. Look at how far you came off that wall. But again, so see where your eyes are, and that's because your chin. You want those eyes looking straight up. All right, so this is a little bit better view than what we saw above water. You had the breakout time perfectly. But look right here, you can see it's sitting, sitting, sitting. Your hand hits the hip, and it's just sitting a little bit. Make sure you get that arm up just a little bit quicker. Excellent, Jillian. So good.